Okay, we cannot confirm nor deny that Jedi Bob is now a stormtrooper. Just saying.
We don't know.
Prove us otherwise.
Yeah.
Prove otherwise. Hey everyone, welcome back to Fromania Bricks, and welcome back to the world's fanciest LEGO recording studio in our house on the second floor.
In this room.
In this room. And in front of us today is one of the most incredible LEGO sets that I never thought would be in front of us. Actually, I kind of knew you would achieve it one day. In front of us is a legendary, iconic Star Wars LEGO set. But before we get into talking about this set today, I've got a couple of questions for you, Micah. That's right, more than one. Did you hear the joke about the broken pencil?
I did not.
I'm not surprised. It's kind of pointless. Oh, by the way, I'm having some trouble with the hinges on my door. If you have any advice for me, the door's always open. Did you hear the joke about the broken glass?
No.
It'll have you in stitches. Micah, a lot of things are broke. Just minutes ago, when we were preparing to set up for this, you were transporting Cloud City, a virtually, I wouldn't call it priceless LEGO set, but by some standards, some would say priceless LEGO set, with some of the most valuable LEGO Star Wars minifigures on the market attached to this set. And as you made it upstairs, and I was in here setting down the landing pad in one complete piece, I heard a crash. And I rounded the corner, and this is what I saw on the floor here. That's right, Cloud City. I didn't even know it could decimate itself to this level. You can see here the pieces scattered all over the floor. It was like a grenade went off, blew it up. There was Cloud City Boba Fett, helmetless, laying there helplessly on the floor. Man, I can't believe you dropped and shattered your white whale. That was pretty broken, Micah. That was...
Yeah, so you mean to tell me that I was out on the floor putting my life's work back together and you were cooking up jokes about broken things to make me sit through once I finally finished it and was trying to forget about what just happened?
Correct. Micah was in the floor rebuilding all of his hard work, and I was looking for broken jokes to make broken jokes. It is back together, no cracked pieces as far as we know. Thankfully, this was not Ewok Village.
Oh my god!
Because if it was Ewok Village, we'd be having more of a LEGO funeral than a LEGO celebration. But what we're here to talk about today is this gem of a Star Wars set. LEGO set 10123 Cloud City. This set, for as long as Micah has been into LEGO Star Wars, I have heard about this set. I have heard about the lore and the mystique and the intrigue and the value of Cloud City. And now it is sitting here in front of us. Micah, what makes this set so special historically?
One of the things that seems to make it special is Lando was either one of the first or the first minifigure to have skin tone and not just the yellow. There was the first minifigure with arm printing to be included in a set. Those are the main historical factors, and then it's Cloud City and iconic characters and stuff that have made it valuable now.
The set itself, that doesn't really have any rare print elements within it. It does have a couple of rare brick elements, right? It carries a lot of value. Why is the set itself so valuable?
Probably just in connection. It's always been valuable, but especially pandemic era, past couple of years, Boba is now worth well over $1,000 in the set. I don't know what necessarily drove it up, if it was the whole thing or if it was just Boba. But I think the whole set has now gained, this iconic status because of the Boba Fett, and it makes it where, people are just selling the gray semicircles for $20-$30.
Which isn't bad if you think about it.
Exclusive.
For an exclusive element for $20, I had to buy 20 exclusive elements for $20.
And the plant is exclusive too.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
And this whole journey started with this little guy right here, with Cloud City Boba Fett. And now in front of us is a 100% complete 10123 Cloud City that you have now built twice.
Yep.
First time by choice, second time by necessity.
We say 100% complete. There's a couple parts with variants, most importantly being Han Solo's legs that are supposed to be brown, but instead we have reddish brown.
Now, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. And I'm not talking about this big gray landing pad that an elephant could sit on. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
And transparent? Like, when I look at it...
What are you about to say?
It's not the most intricate, detailed build out there. In fact, when I looked at it crumbled on the ground, what I noticed was a lot of just like 1x2 pillars and slopes that really brought the whole thing together. Yet, there's something so quintessential and nostalgic and cool about it that I just kind of like it, too. I didn't like it at first. When you first started talking to me about this set years ago, and then over the past year, and then when you got Boba, I would look at it in pictures and I'd be like, why do you want that? Now, I was coming out of my LEGO Dark Ages, so I didn't appreciate story and value and all of those things. But while it's not the most attractive set, and you're sitting here and maybe you don't know a lot about this set, and you're looking at it going, what's the big deal? There's a lot of beauty and coolness within it. Let's start at the back. Back here at the back, you can't see it on the camera right now, but it is an oversized, overwhelmingly huge landing pad. And it makes it take up a lot of space. It literally takes up the depth of the table when you have it attached. Now, why was this landing pad created so ridiculously big, Micah?
Well, my guess is it's a marketing gimmick because on the back of the box, the Millennium Falcon from 2004 is advertised landing on here. So
really?
I mean, what a brilliant tactic. Sell a set for $100, then half of the area space is completely empty and you have to buy another set to fill it up.
That's pretty smart, because when it is sitting behind it back here, right? When it is sitting back here behind it, it's kind of just space. Are you intending on displaying any starships on it?
I have the Slave 1 set from 2000 and the Cloud car from I think 2002 that I keep on it. But actually when I display it, my case isn't deep enough. So I have to take off the little bridge, set it on the side, and just put this straight on the back.
Okay, so it'll slide right on the back like that. And it's just Technic attached, so it looks like it pops in pretty good.
Then you got system plates that pop on the top.
That pop it in together.
Keep it from...
As we were mentioning the rare parts, these two rounded plates, and they're pretty thick plates too. Like it is a 3 thick plate, almost like a brick, but it's a plate. And it's these two rounded ones that are exclusive. And looking at it like this, it actually, it kind of looks like a hammer. So it could also double as Thor's hammer. Or even, I don't know, a handbag. Or a pumpkin.
Oh, I mean, you're really giving that. Or like a factory plant with a smokestack I could use.
Oh, I'm so happy you're going with this. I thought you were going to get upset that I was defiling the sacred Cloud City. Now, Micah, talk me through kind of room by room what we're looking here. Let's start over here on the left and work our way to the right.
So this would have been the carbon freezing chamber. It was pretty simple. Han would dip down, then you push the carbonite block to the side.
So I attach Han here, then, and then I roll Han down.
Mm-hmm.
So he's at the bottom.
You do that.
And then I twist it back up.
Yep.
And we've got Han and carbonite. Well, that's a pretty cool play
it's
feature.
simple, but it's neat.
Like, that's really neat. By the way, while we're talking about Cloud City, did you know I had a Cloud City joke, too?
No, I didn't.
Never mind, it's over your head. Now, you did a modern remake of this that we've been sharing and showing at brick fairs and stuff, and you made a spinning control panel that actually raises and lowers the door. This control panel just spins for the spin of it. All right, what do we have next to the freezing chamber?
So
here?
this is the dining room where you could sit figures in the chairs if that wasn't self-explanatory. And then the main highlight is this thing that will turn the door open. So
that was actually a pretty good
I just switched
function.
it to the control in mind to make the string more discreet because of the way I had it built. But
it's really just a couple of turns and it's up. Is it rope drawn?
Yep,
What's
rope
pulling
drawn.
it up?
Yeah.
Like, look, one twist and you're up.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like something that they would never put in a modern set. They just have it where you pull the door up. Yeah. And that's fine.
And it's kind of loud.
Yeah, it's very loud.
I feel like I'm breaking it. It is interesting that they have to sit at the dining room table while watching people go through the agony of being frozen in carbonite.
It's not really accurate at all. These would have all been separate rooms with walls, and they basically like took a highlight reel and then smushed it together.
You mean this isn't a one-to-one reproduction of the set that the movie was filmed in?
There would not have been a door here to go to the landing pad either. It's all and I appreciate it. It's like we're just gonna take what's most important here and we're gonna smush it together and make it a playset.
Reasonable, makes sense. All right, so after you're done getting frozen in carbonite and your friends enjoy a fried chicken dinner, what happens in this next
This would have been the room where Luke and Vader battled at, and it's also the most intensive play functions that I'm not going to demonstrate with the rare exclusive Luke, so we're going to volunteer the Stormtrooper to participate.
Oh, well, why is he any less than anyone else?
He's like $6 as opposed to like $300.
Okay, makes sense. Sorry, Troopy.
Does that.
So the wall falls down on him.
Then this one's
So you just flip up this little thing here, and it just tumbles forward.
Ever since it broke and fell, I've been having trouble with that, but...
Ever since it broke and fell 10 minutes ago?
Well, I was messing with it before you started the video.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we can sort that out, and that doesn't mean something is stressed in there.
Yeah.
And then after that play feature, you've got another one over here.
This one is my personal favorite. Sometimes they'll launch through. That time was not lucky. I have a Luke that I remade without the exclusive legs.
Oh,
that I can
he
sit
went
through.
flying.
Yeah, but I didn't bring him.
So I assume this is a scene from the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if he gets blown out of a window that intensely, but Vader does bust a window, so...
And then you've got the catwalk, where Vader is modeling his stylish new cape and helmet on the catwalk when you come down to the end, and then Luke is hanging on for dear life. And this is a pretty climactic scene in the movie. I thought that this happened, like, under Cloud City.
Well, he falls and then gets... So he falls and he goes down and then he falls through the chute and then he's hanging on a weather vane at the bottom.
Let's talk about the minifigs. Let's start with Luke on the end. Tell me a little bit about Luke.
Luke had generic hair, generic head, generic torso, generic lightsaber, and then exclusive hips and legs, making him worth $200 to $350 now.
So, relatively valuable minifigure. I can see why we didn't want to thrust him through the glass. Especially because you just don't want hips to crack. If a hip cracks and he's printed on the hip, I mean, hip surgeries are just bad anyway. Like, no one wants to go through a hip surgery, much less a minifig hip surgery. So, taunting him from the bridge here is the one, the only, the infamous Dark Lord. And I'm just going to call him the Dark Lord because I can. Darth Vader.
Darth Vader was not exclusive. I think he came in like 5 sets.
Oh, wow.
I honestly don't know if I had the right cape because in Bricklink there's a listed variant. There's a 4cm cape and then a 3.9cm cape. And I don't even know how to begin to try and match.
They literally have a variance between the two?
Yeah, for 0.1 centimeter.
But it doesn't drive you nuts not knowing?
It does. Yeah, it bothers me. But other than that, he's a basic figure. I think he's worth 20, maybe $30.
That's still a decent amount of
Could
money
be less.
for a
It might only be
minifigure.
10. I paid 10 for mine without the lightsaber of a cape, so I don't know. I don't know if it's even worth that, but...
So tell me about our stunt double trooper here.
The trooper is another generic figure. His parts are all common, so he's worth like $6.
Is it You call him generic. Is it the potential that this was a Jedi Bob before he became a Jedi?
Well, it'd actually be after, because Jedi Bob would have been in Attack of the Clones. But
so is this Jedi Bob went rogue?
Could be.
He Jedi Bob ran out of money and he had to get a job working for the Empire.
Possibly.
Okay, we cannot confirm nor deny that Jedi Bob is now a stormtrooper. Just saying.
We don't know.
Prove us otherwise.
Yeah.
Prove otherwise. Tell me. All right. After that, we've got Princess Leia. What's special about Princess Leia?
Her torso actually is the only thing that's special, and I saw one on eBay that apparently the seller didn't know it was the only thing that's special, and it was missing like just the hair, and they sold it for $40 when it's normally $150 to $200 minifigure.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed out on that buy.
Yep.
That would have been a good buy.
But yeah, the torso is exclusive. I was looking at it after I got it, and I was actually like, it's a pretty good generic torso print, but I could actually see being used in a lot of mocks if it wasn't.
Well, we should stock up on them then.
Yeah, we should.
Stock up. Let's see. Then here in the carbonite freezing chamber, we've got Mr. Solo.
Mr. Solo, if I had the correct legs, the figure would have appeared in 2 sets, Cloud City, and then a minifigure with card pack. Did you see one with battle droids I got? With a little battle droid that stands with
Yeah.
It would have been one like that with him in it. So it was a pretty exclusive, hard-to-get figure. Just that and Cloud City were all he came in.
And we will say, while the legs are not complete, and we're telling you the set is complete, like Micah said, the correct legs are on their way. There was a mix-up with our other Bricklink seller. They totally owned it. They were totally cool about it. They let us keep the legs. They refunded us, and we ordered the correct legs. So it is complete. It's just Han's legs are kind of in transit. They're in transit right now. You've got Lando Calrissian as a part of this as well. Tell me what's so special about Lando.
Special about Lando is the cape and the torso, which were both exclusive. The torso's worth almost $100, and the cape is worth who knows how much if it was in good condition. Mine is frayed, and I saved like $50 from what a good cape, $50 to $75 from what a good cape one would cost, and then I saved on tax because it was marketplace, so I decided at that point, I'll take the frayed one. It wasn't too bad, but it was...
It's that much more. Like, there's that big of a price disparity
it's about
between a good...
$50 to $75,
wow.
I think.
Wow. And then this guy up here, he really needs no introduction. We've talked about him before, but we're going to talk about him again. Micah, what is so special that would cause this minifigure to be over 4 digits in value?
Nothing really. It's actually one of the most worthless, undesirable Star Wars figures out there. There's kids just throwing them in dumpsters and all that. No one really wants them.
Right.
But no, in all seriousness, it is the most valuable, regularly produced Lego minifigure from any theme. Period.
Wow.
So not counting like the Spider-Man,
right, the Comic-Con and all of that.
Yeah, like if you just look at like one you could have gone into a Lego store and been picked up off of a shelf, he is it. He's the most valuable one. It was just a regular production run.
Which is wild that a regular production run minifigure can escalate to that much. Is that because this set didn't sell well?
Partially. Like I heard a story about I think it was Shop at Home was selling off for $50 each.
What?
This run. Yeah.
Can you imagine? So if we would have bought a sealed one for $50 in 2003, we could sell that now for between $7,000 and $10,000 in a sealed box.
Yeah.
You're telling me this is better than, well, not better than Bitcoin, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really good investment. It's better than if you bought gold at the same exact time. How you display Boba is really cool. Obviously, you want to protect these minifigures, right? You don't want to just clamp them down and their heel crack. And while you do keep him all together because you just want to enjoy him, you're smart too. So you've got this little practice where you take a little bar and there's a hole in his jetpack and he just dangles on the bar. And the way it lines up, it actually looks like his feet are nearly on the ground. So they are on the ground. So it's just a really neat way to display him. I feel like all of these figs should get honorary Boba Fett jetpacks so they can be displayed that way as well.
Leia is worth $175 to $200 exclusive to this set. Lando is worth $300 to $350 exclusive to this set. Luke is worth like $250 to $350 exclusive to the set. And then Boba is worth $1,500 to $1,600 exclusive to the
More
set.
than all of them.
More than all of them combined by a large order of magnitude. So
Right.
at the end of the day, as much as it's not a fun explanation, a lot of it I think is just like it's in demand, and that's a lot of the price.
Right. If people want it,
Yeah.
they're going to pay what they've got to get it. Because there were just as many Leias, just as many Landos, just as many Lukes out there.
Yes.
But people want this guy because of the arm print, number one. Which modern Bobas still have arm print, correct?
Yeah, it actually took, I think, 12 years for him to release another Boba with arm printing after this.
But people want it for that reason.
And the leg printing. The legs are actually exclusive too.
Okay. So, super cool fig to have. Now, in its complete state like this, this averages, if you were to just get online and buy one without instructions, without a box, what, in the $3,000 to $4,000 range?
Not that high.
Not that
I'd say where I have it, my figures are good other than Lando's cape. I'd say mine is probably worth like $2,600, no instructions.
Well, let's be real. That's a lot of money for a Lego set like this. How many Lego elements are in this? Do you know?
It was somewhere in the high 600s to low 700s. I'm pretty sure there's a discrepancy on how many actually came in the box, but it's somewhere in that range.
So some of my like Wild West sets, the head comes attached to the torso and they count that as one, even though it's like two elements. Is it like a discrepancy like that?
Possibly, because this was the era they did it, but if I remember correct, and I could be entirely wrong here, the discrepancy was wider than just that. What would just be for 7 figures having a discrepancy of one part. But I'm not even sure if there was one. I just think I remember reading that there was a discrepancy.
And then what we don't have and what we haven't talked about is the box and instruction book. You would love to have these one day, but instruction books go for around $100 for one, probably in average condition.
Fair condition.
And then boxes can go for many hundreds.
Over $1,000,
monies.
some of them.
$1,000 for a
one that sold on
cardboard?
Bricklink for like $1,300.
What in the world? Well, Micah, it is incredible that you worked hard and achieved this set, that this set is now in your collection. You've sacrificed selling a lot of things. You put the time and energy into research pricing. In essence, you've run your own little business on eBay, working towards getting this thing and pairing that with gifts from people. And now it's complete. Now it is a part of your collection. Well, Micah, thanks for sharing Cloud City 10123, not only with me, but with all of our friends in the internet webs. It's always so fun to get to sit at the table. I know you guys humor us in watching this, but I get to spend time with my sons playing with toys. And life does not get better than that. But honestly, whatever it is you do in life, you can find beauty, joy in life doing it. So find those things that you love, engage the people you love with it, and go out there and do awesome, and be awesome, and have fun, and build life, and build beauty. But as you do all of that, what do they need to remember to always do?
Show your smile.
Show your smile, because smiles, they truly are contagious.
Give more, do more.